G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is an absolute stacker and I have not said that for a minute. We're going to kick off talking about how mobile has now got performance mode and graphical settings they can change. Meanwhile, console still hasn't. We also have to talk about an aim assist bug that is basically making the game unplayable on controller. We have the mechs coming back and we have pretty much confirmation we are getting this sliding mechanic in Fortnite. I want to talk about what that could mean for the game and whether I think it could actually potentially be the downfall of Fortnite. So, it's a lot to talk about. Let's just jump into it. I wanted to kick off today's video talking about something that might upset a lot of you guys, especially the console community. We have now had mobile get an update to their graphics settings while console hasn't yet. So what I mean by this is you can now change the graphical settings on mobile, a device that, in my opinion, has kind of, lost a lot of favor recently. Since the whole Apple debate going on, now Fortnite's no longer on Apple devices, mobile isn't really getting the attention it used to, which is sad because I actually love the mobile community, even made videos reacting to mobile players. Like, it was crazy. You could just take your phone anywhere and be an absolute demon. I thought it was so cool, but it's very surprising to see now with half the players, or even more I have to imagine, not being able to play the game on Apple devices. Epic is still making updates for Android mobile users and they're better than console. So if you look at this right now, these are actual settings that you can now go in and change on mobile. So it says you can choose texture resolution low, which means the game uses less disk space, which improves performance, and then high, close objects look more detailed. And it says you'll be able to continue to play, the download will be done in the background. So they're actually like preloaded textures like you can get on PC with the high res textures versus low res textures. Console can't even do that. You guys are on next gen consoles for $500 plus, sometimes $1,000 with the price of them now. You don't have performance mode, you can't turn shadows off, and you can't turn your textures or resolution down to get better performance. Meanwhile, you guys are getting hundreds of thousands of dollars in prize pool tournaments. Should be more, but I'm not going to go there. But why is mobile getting the ability to make their game run even better when already, if you played mobile on the old Apple devices like the iPads, I would see them run on 120 FPS, have full FOV, they had the best perspectives ever, you could plug in a controller with no input delay. Like, mobile was already god tier and they're now giving them performance mode settings which consoles still don't have, despite console being a huge percentage of the Fortnite player base. We've talked about this in the past. Why can't console turn off shadows? Why don't they have performance mode? Even just turning down the textures, something as simple as this would help the performance of consoles so much. And I don't know whether Fortnite and Epic doesn't allow it or whether it's the console manufacturers. Maybe Sony and Microsoft have a deal with Fortnite where they're not allowed to change the settings because they want their game to look a specific way on their consoles. A lot of people saying that Xbox or PlayStation don't want to have their game seen to be looking bad on Fortnite while the other one looks good. But I feel like if that's the case, if you were a console, I'd be doing the opposite. If PlayStation all of a sudden allowed players on PlayStation to run performance mode, turn off shadows, and run textures on low, and everyone starts getting max 120 FPS constantly, and the game runs incredibly smooth, everyone's going and buying PlayStations. They'd be switching from Xbox to PlayStation to get that. So again, just another one here of me trying to do my best to support the console community. Don't know why mobile is getting performance updates when consoles still doesn't have them. Now, while on the topic here, and I'm sorry, I know console and now controller players are going to be just freaking out. If you guys don't know this, I'm sure you have if you're playing on controller, we have a crazy aim assist bug right now. Aim assist literally just turns off. We've had this a little bit in the past. I've heard pros like Reet talk about it. I've heard other pros complain about, oh, I didn't get aim assist at the moment. And people always laugh and make jokes of mouse and keyboard players, oh, you now have to actually aim. If the game didn't have aim assist, Fortnite would be dead. It's that simple. If the game did not have aim assist, players would not play on controller. If players did not play on controller, this game would die. So aim assist is important. We can debate about how strong aim assist should be, whether back in chapter 2 season 2 it was aimbot, whether it's good now. We can debate about that, but the fact is it needs to be in the game in some way. It's just how strong you make it. But right now it's not. There is controller players, like you've got pros out there like Sticks, you've got FaZe Sway just refusing to play Fortnite right now until they fix this, because they'll just be playing, they'll be going crazy, and all of a sudden aim assist will just turn off and there's no apparent way to fix it. There is no reason why it's happening, and Epic has not addressed it yet. This is a really, really big deal. If this was like, say you're on mouse and keyboard, and every so often in fights, you're just DPI or your sensitivity just quadrupled out of nowhere, you wouldn't be able to hit a shot and you'd be frustrated. Like, Epic needs to fix this, or at least address it. Mention, hey, we are aware there's an issue with aim assist right now. We're working to fix it. Because I imagine there'd be a bunch of you players out there who maybe just assume that sometimes your aim is just going terrible. You're just turning into a potato and you can't hit any of your shots all of a sudden. It's just because the aim assist turned off. So I really, really hope Epic can fix this. I don't know if me bringing attention to it will get it to go any further. I have to imagine Epic knows about this. It's been pretty well documented. But in case you haven't heard about this and you feel like your aim has been terrible since the Naruto update and you're on controller, it's because you got no aim assist. Let's start off talking about this new sliding mechanic. Now, I've done a video way in the past about this because leakers thought it might be coming to the game, and I talked about my thoughts on it briefly, but it looks like we have a new huge piece of evidence that sliding is coming to the game. Hypex tweeting out sliding mechanic and new POI teasers, and this was from an actual background, so you can see some buildings in the background. You see what looks like a pretty huge POI, actually. Like, that is a long road with a lot of big buildings next to it. As far as the POI, I'm not going to get too excited because we've seen this in the past. Remember, last season, we had the main graphic and background for the entire season clearly show tilted, and we never got tilted, so I'm not going to talk about that too much. But sliding mechanic, this could be really, really cool, and we've had it leaked in the game files. People have picked up there is an actual mechanic in the game files that leads to sliding. This could be for something like Save the World. It might not technically go into the Battle Royale. I'm not going to say because of this graphic it's 100% coming, but how would I feel about it if it did, is what a lot of you guys are asking me. I don't know. I think it would cause some issues. I'm not going to lie, especially with phasing. I imagine being able to build up momentum and then phase through walls. Like, imagine like a ramp and a wall, right? And you're on the ramp. Sorry, I should go this way. You're on the ramp, you're running, you slide, and then you phase through the wall like you kind of do when you build up momentum and shoot through a wall already, but it would be way, way easier. So as much as I think this could be a cool mechanic, I feel like it is one of those things that could really hurt Fortnite. I'm very scared of adding new mechanics. I want stuff added to Fortnite. I want new weapons. I want new maps. I want all that, but Fortnite at its core is a phenomenal game. The mechanics are amazing. Editing, building, shooting, it is all fantastic. No one is questioning that Fortnite is a phenomenal game when it comes to its core mechanics. Adding an entirely new core mechanic, that could be a little bit scary. It falls into that realm of like weapon attachments. Yeah, it could be great, but it could also be the thing that kills Fortnite. It could be super confusing, everyone doesn't like it, and that's what I'm scared about. So, sliding, good chance it's coming to Fortnite because it's been leaked for a while now, and now we literally have it in a graphic. And when would you add an entirely new mechanic to a game? In a new chapter. So if we are going to get this, I'm feeling it next season. Let me know your thoughts though. Would you like sliding in the game, or are you a little bit scared like I am? I swear I'm not trying to trick you guys. I feel like I've just, hammered console into the ground. Now aim assist isn't working, and now I have to talk about Mechs returning to Fortnite. Mechs, they're back. If you go to Pleasant Park right now, in pub matches, there is a mech. Not only is there a mech, it respawns. The mech respawns every so often if it dies. I was playing some games of Musel. We're having some fun with it. We're messing around, and it does respawn. It's not in competitive. It is not an arena, so don't panic. But I want to talk about a theory that a lot of people are talking about, that the voting system, and especially these mechs, are rigged. And honestly, I believe it. I made a video yesterday talking about all the leaks about Chapter 3, why Chapter 3 is next season, and a lot of people like myself believing that mechs are back because of the storyline. Last time we had mechs, it was at the end of Chapter 1 to bring in Chapter 2, but this funding happened way too fast. We had the mech funding start with the Naruto update like 2 nights ago. There is no other option to vote for, and it went from 0 to 100% in 2 days, and I kid you not, people were in my chat, I was live when this happened, people like, oh my god, mech funding's 99%. The next game, it hit 100%. Literally the next game I went into, there was a mech. They had them ready to be turned on. So either I just don't understand the community. We did have people like Typical Gamer having 40,000 viewers raising money and putting it into the funding to get the mechs, but you gotta remember, Fortnite is a game with a player base of millions. Epic knew that they set the amount too low, or they knew they set it incredibly low, where the mech was gonna come back fast. Maybe they didn't think 2 days fast, but the mech is back, but it's terrible. The mech has been completely nerfed. If you're worried about playing pubs and you're panicking, yes, it's still annoying, but it is not a problem. The mech has 900 health. Your AR does 900 damage to structures. If you hit every bullet from your AR clip and it's a huge mech, it will explode. If you're playing duos, you have to hit half a clip. If you're playing squads, you have to hit a quarter of a clip. It is so incredibly easy to kill the mechs right now. They are not that powerful at all, which makes me want to like kind of lean into that theory even more. They're back for the storyline. They're not back to impact the game at all. Epic knew they had to put them back in, but they knew if they put them back in and they were broken, everyone would hate them and everyone would complain. So they put them back in this incredibly nerfed form. And yes, some people are still going to die to them. I'm sure I'll play a pub game and a mech will shoot rockets at me from across the map. But I would have to say, if I play pubs, and I don't drop anywhere near Pleasant, especially there's only one on the map right now, I think I might die to that mech maybe 1 in 50 games. And I'm not being dramatic. They are really, really weak and really easy to beat if you're just even slightly good at the game. If you've been getting stomped by the mech, I apologize. I'm sorry for saying that. Just don't drop near it. The only way to get the mech right now is dropping into Pleasant Park. It spawns in the same spot every game. And like I was doing with Muselk, everyone wanted to get it. So there's 50 kids there pickaxing it, shooting it, throwing nades at it. It isn't causing an issue right now. But Corny Complex voting also has one, so we're going to get another mech as well. But it's nowhere near as bad as what Season X was. If this has you quitting the game like I'm seeing all over social media, you must have already been ready to quit, or you haven't been bothered to actually give it a go. This is not the mech you remember. I was trying to do a challenge where me and Muselk win the game with the mech, and it was one of the hardest challenges I've ever done because it's so weak. Alright guys, thank you for watching today's video. If you liked it, please chuck a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.